My beloved child, pause for a moment. Do not rush past these words. Do not let your thumb move away yet, because what is unfolding around you right now is not random, and it is not gentle coincidence. It is deliberate, it is timed, and it is already in motion. Archangel Michael speaks. There are moments when destiny does not knock loudly. It approaches quietly, so quietly that only those who are meant to receive it feel the subtle shift first. And you are feeling it now. That slight alertness in your chest. That sense of expectancy you cannot explain. That feeling that something important is circling closer to your life. This message found you because the timing is precise. Your future spouse is not just thinking about you. They are not merely imagining a future. They are aligning their steps, their decisions, their courage. And yes, they are moving closer to your personal world. Not by accident, not impulsively, but with intention they have never carried before. Stay with me, because what I'm about to reveal requires your full awareness. Your future spouse has reached a point where running no longer feels safe. Avoidance no longer feels comfortable. Silence no longer protects them. They have crossed an internal threshold. And once a soul crosses that line, actions begin to follow. You may not hear physical footsteps yet. You may not see a message or a sign on your phone at this exact second. But understand this clearly. Decisions are being made right now that directly involve you. This is why this moment feels urgent without feeling chaotic. This is why your spirit feels alert instead of afraid. Archangel Michael says, what approaches you is not meant to disrupt your peace. It is meant to meet it. Your future spouse is approaching your space with reverence. Not entitlement, not desperation, but seriousness. They are not coming to experiment with your heart. They are coming to reveal theirs. And this is where many people misunderstand divine timing. They assume love arrives loudly, dramatically, with fireworks and urgency that overwhelms the nervous system. But what is coming to you arrives differently. It arrives with clarity. Your future spouse carries a private plan, not a manipulative plan, a conscious one, a plan to show up honestly, a plan to stop hiding behind half feelings and unfinished conversations, a plan to choose instead of wonder. They have grown tired of temporary connections. Tired of emotional limbo, tired of pretending they are fulfilled when they are not, and somehow, without fully understanding how, their inner compass keeps pointing toward you, toward your energy, toward your presence, toward the life you are quietly building. You did not force this. You did not chase this. You prepared for it without realizing you were doing so. Look at who you are now compared to who you used to be. You no longer beg for attention. You no longer shrink to be chosen. You no longer confuse intensity with intimacy. This evolution did not go unnoticed. Your future spouse senses that you are no longer operating from lack, and that changes everything. They are approaching carefully because they understand something now they did not understand before. That real love must be protected at the beginning. So they will observe before they speak. Not to judge you, but to understand you. They will notice how you treat quiet moments, how you handle stress without collapsing, how you speak to yourself when no one is listening. This is not testing. This is care. They want to step into your life without damaging what you have healed. Your home, whether physical or energetic, represents your inner world, and they are approaching it respectfully, not storming in, not demanding access, but waiting for alignment. And yes, they will ask something of you. Not immediately, not aggressively, but you will feel the request long before you hear the words. They will ask for honesty in return, for patience, for willingness to grow instead of disappear when things feel unfamiliar. This is where many stories collapse. But not this one, because you are ready in a way you were not before. Archangel Michael says, you were not delayed, you were preserved. Every disappointment trained your discernment. Every ending refined your boundaries. Every season of solitude strengthened your intuition. And now, you stand at the edge of a connection that does not require performance. Take a slow breath. You do not need to impress what is coming. You do not need to prove your worth. What approaches you is not coming to break you. It is coming to meet you. If these words resonate, if something inside you feels seen rather than startled, that is confirmation. And as you stay present with this message, allowing it to unfold instead of rushing through it, you are signaling readiness. Even now, your awareness matters. Those who remain open receive more clarity. Those who stay grounded recognize what is real when it arrives. Stay here with me, because the next truth must be heard slowly, not skimmed, not rushed, not half received. Archangel Michael continues, your future spouse is closer than distance can measure. Not closer in miles, closer in resolve. There is a quiet moment that happens inside a person when indecision ends. It does not come with announcements. It does not seek validation. It simply settles. That moment has already occurred within them. They are no longer asking themselves if they are capable of real commitment. They are asking how to protect it when it arrives. And that is why their energy feels steady instead of chaotic. Many people mistake intensity for destiny, but intensity burns fast and leaves confusion behind. What is approaching you is different. It moves slowly enough to be felt, clearly enough to be trusted. You may notice something subtle happening within yourself lately. A desire to simplify, to clear space, to organize not just your surroundings, but your thoughts. This is not coincidence. Your inner world is adjusting to match what is coming. Archangel Michael says, when a soul prepares to be met, the clutter begins to fall away. You are no longer interested in temporary conversations, no longer drawn to distractions that lead nowhere, no longer willing to pour energy into situations that require you to guess where you stand. This shift is not boredom. It is readiness. Your future spouse senses this alignment even if they cannot name it. They feel pulled toward a sense of peace they associate with you, even if they have not yet stood fully in your presence. This is why they are careful. They are not coming with confusion. They are coming with clarity. But clarity requires courage. And courage rarely arrives loudly. It arrives as a quiet decision to stop running. They plan to reveal themselves gradually, intentionally, not through grand speeches, but through consistency, through showing up when they say they will, through listening more than speaking, through being dependable in moments that once would have triggered escape. This is important for you to hear. They are not coming to fix you. They see your strength. They see your self-awareness. They see that you have already done the work most people avoid. They want to walk beside you, not ahead of you, not behind you. This balance is rare, and that is why timing matters so much now. You may feel moments where old doubts try to resurface. Thoughts like, what if this ends the same way? What if I misread this? What if I open again and regret it? These thoughts are not warnings. They are echoes. Echoes of a version of you that survived uncertainty. But hear this clearly. You are no longer the person who accepts inconsistency as love. Your future spouse understands that trust must be built slowly. Their plan is not to overwhelm you with promises. It is to earn comfort through repetition, small actions, repeated presence. Follow through without drama. This is how safety is created. And there will be a moment, quiet, unannounced, when you feel something shift. Not excitement that makes your heart race, recognition, a sense of familiarity that does not demand explanation. Your body will relax instead of brace. Pay attention to that. Peace is a language your nervous system understands before your mind does. Your future spouse also plans to protect this connection from outside noise. They are not interested in public confusion or external opinions. They value privacy. They value stability. They want to build something strong before exposing it to unnecessary influence. You may notice yourself becoming more selective with who has access to your energy. Less tolerance for chaos. Less patience for surface-level dynamics. This is preparation. Your heart is making room for depth. At the right time, not too early, not too late, they will ask an important question. Not a question that pressures you. A question that invites truth. Your answer will matter. Not because it traps you, but because it sets direction. Do not underestimate this phase. Even stillness is working in your favor. Even silence is aligning pieces you cannot yet see. Your future spouse has already decided that disappearing is no longer an option. They are done with half choices, done with emotional distance, done with leaving things unresolved. This resolve is part of what is drawing them closer, and you are allowed to feel cautious and hopeful at the same time. Growth lives there. If these words are landing deeply, if you feel yourself nodding instead of questioning, that is resonance. Moments like this are why people naturally pause, reflect, and stay present. And when messages like this help you recognize your own readiness, it's not wrong to acknowledge it, even quietly, by staying engaged, staying open, staying connected. Because clarity increases when attention is given to it. What is approaching you will not confuse you. It will feel familiar and clear. And as you remain here, listening instead of moving on, you are already showing that you recognize the difference. Stay here, because what comes next explains how to recognize the moment when a meaningful connection becomes clear in your life, and why you will know without needing external confirmation. Remain here. Do not let your attention drift now, because this is where understanding deepens and uncertainty settles. There is a final layer of preparation that happens before two people truly connect. It is not dramatic. It is internal. Someone important in your future is entering that phase now. They are no longer imagining who they could be in a relationship. They are deciding how they will show up. This decision changes behavior. You may notice a sense of being considered without explanation. a subtle emotional awareness that feels calm, not overwhelming. This is clarity, not fixation. They are learning how to be present without hiding parts of themselves. In the past, they avoided difficult conversations. They delayed honesty to preserve comfort. They confused avoidance with peace. Not anymore. Their private intention includes honesty, not as disclosure, but as foundation. They understand that real connection begins where openness exists. And because of this, they are preparing to speak about their past in a more direct way. Not to reopen difficult moments, not to seek reassurance, but to create transparency. This conversation will matter more than you expect, not because of specific details, but because of how it is shared. Honesty offered willingly feels different than honesty forced. Pay attention to how you respond internally. If you feel steady instead of overwhelmed, that is information. They are tired of surface-level connections, tired of pretending everything is fine when it is not, tired of interactions that require emotional defenses. They want depth. They want reliability. They want a connection that feels emotionally safe, not just functional. This is why they are being intentional. And this is why you may be feeling a quiet internal question arise. Am I ready? This question does not appear without reason. It appears when awareness increases. Readiness does not mean perfection. It means willingness. And you have developed that through reflection, healing, and time alone. People who have learned to stand independently are the ones who can build healthy connection without losing themselves. They are choosing consistency over excitement, stability over chaos, clarity over illusion. If unpredictability once felt normal, this may feel unfamiliar. Do not misinterpret calm as absence. Calm often signals depth. They are not approaching you to complete you. They recognize that you are already capable on your own. They are approaching because they want to share life, not fill a gap. This is partnership, not dependency. And you will feel this balance. You will not feel drained by their presence. You will not feel pressure to maintain interest. You will feel space to breathe. Pay attention to your instincts in the coming days. Small details may stand out. A song that resonates differently. A phrase that repeats. A memory that returns without discomfort. These are observations, not coincidences. Their approach also includes patience. They will not rush emotional openness. They will not demand vulnerability on a schedule. They understand that trust develops gradually. This respect shapes how the connection unfolds. Allow yourself to experience calm without questioning it. Connection does not need chaos to be meaningful. It does not need instability to feel real. What is approaching you is steady, and steady connection changes people quietly. This phase you are in now is not inactivity. It is alignment of understanding. Every quiet moment is shaping how the next chapter forms. And what comes next will not feel ordinary. It will feel grounded, lasting, recognizable. If you feel yourself leaning in instead of pulling away, that matters. If something inside you feels settled rather than stirred, that matters. Moments like this sharpen discernment, and discernment grows when awareness is practiced. When clarity approaches, the mind becomes quiet enough to recognize it. Stay present, because the next shift is not about preparation. It is about recognition. And when recognition happens, you will not need reassurance from anyone else. You will know, stay very still now, because this is where the message begins to unfold into reality. The point where words start matching what your life is already preparing to experience. Archangel Michael speaks again calm, deliberate, certain. Your future spouse is not far away in spirit. They have already crossed the invisible line between intention and action. What once lived as quiet imagining has now become decision. They are no longer wondering if they should approach. They are planning how to approach. And in that planning, there is reverence. Not calculation, not control, reverence. They know this connection carries spiritual weight, and they are treating it as sacred. They are beginning to remove all forms of hesitation. Where once they delayed communication, they are now preparing to speak. Where once they feared vulnerability, they are now choosing honesty. This is not sudden. It has been building quietly for weeks, even months. Each realization, each release of fear brings them closer to your frequency. You might feel the ripples of that alignment already. Moments of calm between thoughts, a sudden desire to rest more, a pull to reorganize your environment or your emotions. These are not random. They are signals. Your spirit is syncing with the vibration of readiness. It knows before the mind admits it. Archangel Michael says, when the soul senses arrival, the body starts to exhale. You may notice you are no longer anxious about love. You are not clinging to outcomes. You are simply open, alert, peaceful. This is divine maturity, and it magnetizes what belongs to you. Your future spouse feels this, even without language. They are being guided by the same current that once guided you to healing. This time, it's not about pursuit. It's about meeting. They will approach not as a rescuer, not as a tester, but as a participant, someone willing to co-create something real. Their secret plan is to show you consistency through presence. Not words, not promises, presence. They will show up when it's inconvenient. They will listen without needing to win. They will remember details that others forgot, and that quiet reliability will begin to rewrite the definition of love in your nervous system. This is how heaven heals people, through demonstration, not explanation. You will know it's them not by butterflies, but by the absence of chaos. Where your body once braced, it will now soften. Where your mind once raced, it will now rest. This is peace, and peace is the proof. Your future spouse is leaving behind old habits that used to sabotage connection. They have realized that guarded hearts never truly receive what they crave. So they are unlearning defensiveness, pride, and avoidance. They are preparing to show up without the armor. This kind of transformation takes courage, and that courage is part of what makes them ready for you. At the same time, heaven is softening your edges. Every recent delay, every unexpected pause, has been divine timing stretching your patience to match theirs. Two steady hearts build more than one impulsive spark ever could. You may still be tested by impatience in the coming days. You may feel like nothing is moving. But stillness does not mean absence. Stillness means alignment. When foundations are being secured, movement slows on the surface. Trust that. Archangel Michael whispers, what is built in silence becomes unshakable. Your future spouse secretly plans to ask you something life-shaping, but not right away. They will wait for the moment when your peace matches theirs. The question will not pressure you. It will liberate you. And your answer will open the door that both of you have been standing before in spirit. Do not fear that moment. By the time it arrives, you will already know it is safe to walk through. Everything you have learned about patience, discernment, and emotional honesty was preparation for that choice. They have decided no more hiding, no more testing fate, no more losing what feels true through hesitation. This time they will act, and you will recognize the difference immediately. Their energy will not feel like guessing. It will feel like arrival. When that moment comes, let it be easy. Let it be natural. You will not need to perform or predict. Just receive. If you feel gratitude rising as you listen, that is your spirit responding to recognition. Allow it. When gratitude flows, manifestation accelerates. And remember, staying connected to messages like this keeps you receptive, not because of superstition, but because attention directs energy. What you nurture with focus grows stronger. Archangel Michael says, keep your faith active through attention, not tension. Now breathe slowly, in through the nose, out through the mouth. You are aligning with peace. Peace is the bridge between promise and manifestation. Stay grounded, because the final part of this revelation explains how you will recognize that the divine meeting has arrived and what to do the moment it does. Remain present. Do not drift now, because this is where everything settles into certainty. Archangel Michael speaks with final clarity. There is a moment approaching, not announced, not dramatic, when recognition replaces anticipation. This is how divine meetings actually arrive. Not with chaos, not with confusion, but with knowing your future spouse is nearing the point where action becomes unavoidable. Their inner alignment has reached completion. What remains is execution. They are no longer negotiating with fear. They are no longer asking others what they should do. They have stopped seeking signs outside themselves. The confirmation has already come from within. This is why, when they step fully into your life, it will feel natural instead of disruptive, as if something long awaited finally clicked into place. You will recognize the moment, not by excitement, but by relief. Relief that you no longer have to wonder. Relief that you no longer have to interpret silence. Relief that love no longer feels like a puzzle you must solve. Your body will respond before your thoughts do. Your shoulders will relax. Your breath will deepen. Your mind will slow. This response is important. Archangel Michael says, when something is aligned, the body stops preparing for impact. That is how you will know. Your future spouse's presence will not activate survival patterns. It will not trigger old wounds. It will not require emotional defense. Instead, it will invite openness without effort. You will notice that conversations flow without performance. That silence feels comfortable instead of heavy. That you do not feel the need to prove your worth or secure your position. This is stability. They will show you who they are consistently, not occasionally. They will not disappear when things deepen. They will not withdraw when vulnerability is required. And this consistency will slowly retrain your nervous system to trust without bracing. This is how healing completes itself. Your future spouse also plans to stand beside you publicly when the time is right. No ambiguity, no secrecy, no mixed signals. This clarity will feel like exhaling after holding your breath for years. But understand this clearly. They are not arriving to save you, and you are not arriving to complete them. You are meeting as two whole people choosing partnership. This choice is what makes the bond strong. There may be a final moment of hesitation inside you, a soft whisper of old fear asking, "What if this changes too?" Do not fight that thought. Simply observe it. It is not prophecy. It is memory. And memory does not get to decide your future. You are allowed to trust again because you trust yourself now. Your discernment is sharp. Your boundaries are clear. Your intuition is awake. You will not lose yourself in what is coming. You will recognize yourself more fully through it. Archangel Michael says, "What is meant for you does not require self-abandonment." This connection will ask for presence, not sacrifice. Communication, not guessing. Growth, not self-erasure. And when challenges arise, because all real connections grow, they will be faced, not avoided. Together, this is the difference. As this unfolds, remain gentle with yourself. Rest when emotions surface. Reflect without overanalyzing. Allow joy to arrive without questioning its permanence. You do not need to chase this future. It is already moving toward you with steady intention. What belongs to you recognizes your readiness. And if these words have held you, if you stayed present instead of scrolling away, that is not coincidence. Attention is alignment. Messages that keep you grounded, reflective, and open strengthen your awareness. Awareness is how recognition happens. Archangel Michael reminds you, stay attentive to truth, and truth will stay with you. Now breathe again. In slowly, out gently. You are not waiting anymore. You are aligning. And what approaches you will arrive clearly, calmly, and unmistakably, not to disrupt your life, but to walk into it with respect. Remain open. Remain grounded. Something meaningful is no longer approaching. It is arriving.